Welcome back.
What a start.
What a start to the show. I was coughing the entire intro there. Welcome back to Edgework, part of the Hammer Bending Network, presented by FanDuel. I'm Zack Phillips, joined by Alex Moretto and So Money. Gentlemen, huge card here today. We'll break it all down. I need a cough again. How are we feeling looking at this one? Lots of plays here today, So Money, or more of a lighter card?
It's a lighter card today. You okay there, man?
We'll get him back eventually.
No, it's a lighter card today. There's not much going on for me. There's a couple of intriguing games, but in terms of betting spots, there's not much for me. And did I do enough to buy us time here?
Yeah, you did. I'm back. We're good.
Awesome.
Thank you. All right, we're back. Thank you, everyone, for waiting with us through that one. If you are watching on YouTube, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe here to the channel. We do have a lot of games, as I teased off the top, so we're not going to waste any time here. We'll get into all of those, but before we do, you guys know it. Hockey season is in full swing, and with FanDuel, you can turn a little hunch into a true power play. With FanDuel as the hottest same-game parlays found on the Parlay Hub, lace them up and follow your bets of player prop tracking, or bet on the fly with the Pulse. Make every NHL watching experience more with FanDuel, North America's #1 sportsbook. Right now, new customers can kick off season with $150 in bonus bets if your bet wins. Just place any $5 bet and you'll get $150 in bonus bets if your bet wins. Please play responsibly. You must be 19 plus, physically located in Ontario. Gambling problem? Call 1-866-531-2600. That's 1-866-531-2600 or visit connectsontario.ca. Hockey is so back. Yeah. All right. We do have a lot of games here today, but as for yesterday, quickly, before we jump into tonight's games, 1-1 on the day. We lose under 6, -105 in the Panthers-Oilers game. That one finished...
Almost got that one home.
6-5. And then we win the under 6 in the Vancouver-Colorado game. Canucks win that one 3-1, so 1-1 on the day yesterday. We lose 0.05 units on the juice. Moretto, what went on in that Panthers-Oilers game there yesterday to lead to that result?
Offense. Offense went on.
Well, relative to what you were thinking, I guess I should have said.
To be honest, I didn't watch a ton of the game. I had it on for parts, but like it did look like I just had that one completely pegged wrong. Couple early goals changed things around, and all of a sudden we got a back and forth going on. I was sweating out some intense fantasy football playoff matchups though that were coming down to last night, so I was my focus was a little bit shifted, and probably for the best there. But So Money, the legend of Kiefer Sherwood, continues to grow. Hey,
he's outstanding. He's such a good player. We talk about Lankinen a lot in terms of an important pickup, like not just for the Canucks, but like around the league. Sherwood, same thing. He slots in perfectly where he needs to go, and him being so versatile. Like, you don't always want him in the top 6, but if you need some spot top 6 minutes, you can get it from him as well. He's outstanding.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's get to today's games. We have a lot to get to here, a lot to talk about, and maybe a decent amount of bets, but maybe a lot of questions from the chat. So if you guys have those, make sure to send them here on YouTube throughout the course of the show. If you got goal scores for those games, send them as well. We'll save them, and at the very end of the show, we'll get out of here with an anytime goal scorer parlay. Maybe we could do a no as well, given the size of today's slate. Let's start with the LA Kings and the Pittsburgh Penguins. The Kings here tonight, -144, the Penguins +120, 5.5 the total on FanDuel right now. 6 is elsewhere, but -130, over +106, under. As for what we're seeing with this side and total right now, So Money, what do you think of where it's currently at?
I think that the Kings are priced correctly. We are high on the Kings. I want to be looking for opportunities to be betting the Kings, but I think we are good here where they are in Pittsburgh. The total, it does interest me. Kings unders always interest me. But at 5.5, it's a little tough. We are seeing some other juiced 6s. which I think is where we should be. So I will pass. If we had a flat 6, I'd be more interested in the under, even though it is Pittsburgh. But I think at a juiced 6, and definitely not a 5.5. So I will end up passing there.
Moretto, are you passing on this one as well?
Yeah, so I'm basically just going to be an echo here. But this is more market respect, I think, than we've seen for the Kings in a while, probably. Feels like maybe the market's catching up a little bit just based on this number. I was surprised to see it where it was. So that's unfortunate because it would have been a nice spot to continue to back this team. And then, yeah, I mean, pretty rare to see Kings games lined with a total of 6, but like you have to against Pittsburgh. They're just so erratic night to night, kind of. They are capable of playing these good defensive games, but then it just disappears completely the next, and you just don't really know what you're going to get. Kings do have the ability to take advantage of that if it is one of those blow-up games. So, yeah, I agree with. I would have liked to get an under just instinctively based on who this Kings team is, but would have needed a different price to play it against Pittsburgh.
All right. Let's get to the next game here. We got Blue Jackets and the Lightning. Columbus plus 205, Tampa minus 255, 6.5 total, plus 100 over, minus 122 under right now. Moretto, another game to pass on, or do you got anything for us here?
Gonna likely be another game to pass on. Sounds like Hedman's gonna be back in the lineup tonight, which is good for Tampa. Moser's still out for a while though. Yeah, I mean Columbus just looks rough. They're not generating anything at all, really. Tampa's kind of cruising right now, both ends of the ice. They are a force at home too, and that's the kind of thing that kind of scares me off and under here is that they do score a lot of goals at home. You can I still think you can sort of throw the last meeting out the window because that was a Jonas Johansson game that got pretty silly very early on. But like in terms of, if you want to back another over here between these two teams based on last game, I just don't trust Columbus to contribute to an over here, especially, the way they've been offensively against a Tampa team that's playing really well defensively. But I also don't trust Columbus to be able to slam the door shut and keep Tampa at bay either. So this feels like it could be 3-1, could be 7-2. Just nothing for me here.
Nice. There was sirens going on down the street, so I put myself on mute for that one so that you guys didn't have to hear that.
Appreciate you.
Didn't bring it back. So Money, anything for you?
Oh, sorry. I should have picked up on that when
that's all good.
talking,
That's all
and
good.
I'm just like staring into the screen in blank space. But yeah, I do agree in the sense that Columbus, I don't expect them to generate much. What I do expect from Tampa Bay here, coming back after a trip, I think that this is going to be one of those business games, right? I think they're going to do enough to just get out of here with the win. So I do like the under. 6.5 minus 122 there it's tough. I think that if we can get it up to minus 115, that'll be better. If we can.
I think there's mostly minus 120s right now. I know there's a minus 112 out there for people to shop around, but like looking on BetStamp right now, a lot of minus 120s.
Okay, so we'll pass on the minus 120, but throughout the day, if we see it come back a little bit, and if it's up to minus 115, that's where I need to bet it. So keep an eye on it. Up to minus 115 is where I need to bet that.
All right, next game we'll take a look at Sabres Habs here. Buffalo minus 120, the Habs plus 100, 5.5 the total on FanDuel right now. 6 is elsewhere there. Minus 140 over, plus 112 under. Moretto, these are your Habs. I'll let you take the lead on this game.
So I'm dreading this one. Absolutely dreading it because this just shouts like Sabres canceled. So Sabres had the team meeting yesterday, then canceled their practice. It was the whole like, we believe in you guys, we're not going to make any changes, vote of confidence from the organization. I don't think that necessarily fixes all these issues or anything like that, but this just does feel like a response game against the Habs. And I'm sitting here and watching Buffalo win for the first time in 11 games against the Habs, and just will make me sick. Not looking forward to it whatsoever. What I have noticed quite a bit about these teams now is that the Sabres have really fallen off a cliff defensively. I think that's definitely attributing to this sort of losing streak they're on is that they just cannot keep the puck out of their net right now, and their goaltending has dropped off a little bit too. UPL's not playing bad, but like he has just not been at the level he was at earlier in the year. Habs have started to slip again defensively as well, and Montembeault, who's just playing a ton of hockey that he is really not used to playing this much. You can tell fatigue is starting to kick in, and he's still having some very good games. Like he's still putting in some really nice performances, you know, here and there, but like they are becoming a little bit more sporadic, and you can really tell he's starting to feel it right now. This will be like his 7th, 8th, 9th start in a row, something crazy. And he's going again tonight. He is confirmed, which is not surprising because they do have a back-to-back Friday, Saturday. So that's where they're going to have to be forced to put Primo in. I think that the question for an over here is, can you trust either offense right now? But like, I think that the way these two teams are playing defensively, that we will see both offenses kind of get going a little bit. Montreal on the power play has been generating a lot. I am Slavkovsky. Yes. Appreciate that vote of confidence. He needs it right now. We all need it right now. So yeah, maybe a good spot for Slav to get going here against this Buffalo defense too, where I just think that both teams are going to be able to generate here. I don't really get scared off of a Habs under by Montembeault as much as I would have lately, just based on the way his play has sort of dipped a little bit. So I do like over. It's not a strong play, I would say, but like I am comfortable betting it at the 6s, and it's pretty like I would want like a minus 110-ish if we can get it. There's a decent amount around, or better than that around. There's some minus 108.
Yeah, we can do that. There's also
okay.
It's at FanDuel there as well.
Yeah. Okay. So we'll do that. I'm good with that. As far as like some of these totals go, definitely not one of my favorite ones, but I do just because these offenses have been a little bit harder to trust. But I think this is a really good spot for both of them to get going against two teams that honestly I think are going to put a bit of an emphasis on getting the offense going here too.
Over 6 minus 111 for Buffalo, Montreal. So Money, how do you feel about this play?
I feel good about it, but can we? I just while Alex was talking, I just put in a play on an over that I didn't expect it to move that much right now. Islanders, Carolina over 5.5.
Yep.
Up to minus 125 we're good, but 6. If you get a plus money 6, that's okay too.
I bet that too.
Yep.
And yeah, wow. You did
Isles,
send that
Canes
flying.
over 5.5 minus 120.
Yeah, let's lock that in right now.
Okay, there you go. That is in.
Just a couple of quick thoughts why I bet that and why I move so quickly is because the Islanders at 5.5, they were a 5.5 team last year. They're no longer a 5.5 team. I think that we need to we just need to accept that at this point. I know that like earlier in the season, we were seeing a lot of Islanders under money. It's just not the same team anymore. They're not able to, as much as they want to, they're just not able to play the way defensively that Patrick Roy needs them to play, and the way that frankly this team needs to play in order to have success. So they're not able to do it. You're giving up 5 goals to Chicago. That kind of says a lot too. So and Carolina at home especially, they just continue to generate. So I wanted to get that in there. So over 5.5 in that game. Sorry, just back to the Buffalo.
Add to that for a second too, because I am on that over as well. I bet that over earlier. This is going to be the 9th straight start for Sorokin here because Varlamov's on IR. They obviously don't trust what's behind them. That's a lot. He's not used to like this is a team that Sorokin's as great as Sorokin's been. They've always tried to limit how much he's playing like that. And I think that you can see it starting to kind of take effect a little bit. His play has really dipped over the last few starts. So I think definitely a sort of a fatigue angle here, and this is not a good team to have that against because the Canes generate a ton of offense, obviously, as we know. So, yeah, that's just something else I wanted to add to that over.
And to address Mike there, do I trust Islanders to do their part to get 6? Not really, but they just need 2 in this game, I think. I think that right. This whole game is on Carolina's sticks. So if they can, if it's even a mid-range offensive performance for Carolina, I think that game will get there. In the Buffalo-Montreal game, I wanted to play Buffalo, but it kind of gotten out of hand here a bit. I think that that we're into the minus 130s now in some places. So I will end up passing. If it dips back down a little bit for any reason, I would be more inclined to play the Sabres in this game, even though they suck and they're on the road. But yeah, at this price, I can't justify the Sabres right now.
What are you trying to say?
Okay.
That even though they suck, but the Habs suck more? Is that what you're
Absolutely.
just say it if you want to say it? Okay.
Absolutely. I think the Habs suck more right now. Even though I think long term I would rather be a Habs fan than a Sabres fan. I think for right now at this moment, Habs suck more than the Sabres suck.
What was the word you used to describe them?
The what?
Who, me?
No, so money. There was a word he used to describe the Habs. What was the word?
Oh, they're an emerging team.
Emerging.
Emerging team, yes.
They're
That's
still
my-
emerging.
It's when I put my politically correct hat on.
Yeah, got it. Okay, they're an emerging team. Okay, so that's it for the Habs game. Islanders Canes, we give out over 5.5, minus 120. We didn't touch on the side there. Plus 180 for the Isles, minus 220 for the Canes. Just quickly here, guys. Moretto, do you have anything when it comes to the side in this one?
Yeah, there's north of plus 190s available, which I kind of do like. They're not like they're getting the horses back. They're playing better. I don't think Carolina necessarily should be laying this big of a number. Obviously, like I'm still pretty high on this Canes team overall, but this is a pretty crazy price that we're seeing. But the whole like Sorokin playing this much hockey is enough to sort of keep me off it. It does scare me. I think it's going to be tough for them to keep goals out in this one, and for that reason, I will just stay off it. But it is a strong lean towards the Isles on the side, I'd say.
So money. You obviously gave out the total in this game, but is there any opinion on the side?
No. Carolina is inflated, obviously, but I can't get there on the Isles right now, even at that number.
Okay. All right, there you go. That is Isles Canes and Sabres Habs, basically all in one preview there. Going to the next New York team, we have the Rangers and the Predators. Rangers plus 112, Preds minus 134. That one total just moved here a little bit on FanDuel, but 5.5 right now. We're looking at minus 132, over plus 108, under. So money. Do you have anything in this game?
I have something, but I'm not going to keep it. Okay, so I did bet the Rangers just based on the number, but I am not giving it out because I'm probably not going to keep it myself. I will be diminishing that position altogether at some point here, and as the Predators continue to take money here. So, yeah, I've got the Rangers, but I'm not keeping it. I don't recommend betting the Rangers at this point. I'll probably be sitting out this game because I can't justify all this money on the Preds. All of this money on the Preds, you guys, it keeps coming, and it's just making me. Yeah, you can't do it. I can't do it. So I will pass on this game. But I mean, look at that Rangers number. Holy shit! Like this, there's no way that this is priced like this a couple of weeks ago, right?
No.
I mean, it's like stuff like this that makes it tough because if you're looking just at the number, obviously the Rangers have value. But if you're looking at where these teams are, Rangers are a mess, but are the Predators that much better off? Right? So like, I guess you would have to rank who's a bigger mess right now and get those dumpster fire power rankings. But yeah, I mean, I'll pass, but it's going to be really, really hard for me if it keeps going like this.
Come on, Moretto. Can you get disgusting here?
I got disgusting, but on the other side, I am part of this Preds money. I'm on the Preds. I'm continuing with this fade the Rangers for generational wealth. This is the ultimate heat check, though, right? This is the one where if you want to test this theory out, this whole fade Rangers get rich type thing right now. there's no better team to test this theory out with than the Predators, who are an absolute mess themselves too. So yeah, this at this price, I don't know that I can justify still giving this out. Like I can't say go bet the Pred still and chase this number and chase this theme. It's unfortunate. I bet this at a much different number this morning. Yeah, like even if there were minus 125s, I'd be like, yeah, let's do it. Let's still give it. But like we're well past that point here.
We're to the minus 140s now.
Yeah, I can't. I did high teens. I did some high teens, some mid teens. I even did some low minus 120s. I'm all in on this fade the Rangers. Like I think it's a disaster. I still think it's going to get worse before it gets better. I don't think this changes until heads start to roll. And I'm not talking about like Capo Caco. You can't like scapegoat a random third line, young player and think that that's going to solve all your issues. That's not what accountability looks like. I think until they get rid of Lavi, Drury, whoever, I don't think it's going to start getting better. Fading them with the Preds is something, I'll tell you that much. Betting the Preds minus 140 in this climate, especially against the Rangers, is truly wild. But that just speaks to how bad things have gotten for this Rangers team. This is a crazy number, and I think look, I mean, what they were at the you were getting plus money on the Kings on Saturday, plus money on the Blues on Sunday, consistently right up to puck drop. You were getting plus money on the Kings, plus money on the Blues. So we've seen a massive shift here from how they're pricing these Rangers games in 2 days. So I don't know. I can't quite agree with where the number has gone to. I still do like the Preds if it drifts back to a respectable number. But this is a no bet zone for sure for me. I honestly don't. I know what you're saying. So many like looking at numbers and all that stuff and like where you could be betting the Rangers at. This is a crazy number. I think if you gave me plus 140 on the Rangers, and maybe this is probably a bad way to approach it. I still don't think I'd have interest. I can't do it with this team right now. I think they're a disaster.
Right after this show is done, I'm getting the fuck out of here. I can't
look at that number drift.
I can't keep looking at that number. It's I'm just gonna have to. Like I need to shut it all down.
I so badly want to know what Alber would be saying about this game and this number right now. Like
I'm not going to do Rangers Talk Radio today.
I wouldn't
talk about it for 15 minutes.
Yeah. I need to know. I need to know where he's sitting at right now. Like I feel like this is a spot where he might be like, I don't think he could get behind the Rangers. That's the problem. I don't think he could get behind the Rangers.
But here's the thing, right? Like everybody, every team in every situation, there is a price, right? So like, what price are we betting the Rangers? Is it plus 200? What if I give you a plus 200 on the Rangers?
I would bet the Rangers at plus 200. Yeah. But I mean, I still wouldn't feel good about it. I'd still feel like I'm making a losing bet, which is crazy. And that's not the point. Obviously, you're obviously betting the numbers, not the teams here. This isn't GRP, but I do think that it's them winning a game right now is just not something I can fathom. And that's that there's your clip. There's your post that tonight when the Rangers win. But like, I really cannot see them winning a hockey game until and it's tough. It's tough to win in this league on any given night. Doesn't matter who you're playing against. When you have this much inner turmoil and dysfunction, and the room is completely lost, and guys have zero confidence, like it becomes that much harder to win in this league. And it is narrative-y, but like that stuff does matter. And I think the way things are in New York right now, I can't see them winning a hockey game against any NHL team.
Betting the Rangers is like flipping a coin. Completely agree. But look at the number I'm getting on that coin.
It's true. Okay, that's enough for the Rangers. If you are watching right now and you haven't already, hit that like button, subscribe here to the channel. Less than a quarter of the people watching today's stream have hit the like button. So as someone used to say, smash the like button. Hit the like button while you're watching. Subscribe here to the channel. Next game, we've got Devils and Blues. Team in the New York area who's feeling a lot different than the other New York area teams right now. The Devils, minus 184. The Blues, plus 152. 5.5 the total, minus 120. Over, minus 102. Under, Moretto, what are you thinking in this one? This is a Blues team you entered the season doubting and has kind of changed the tune a little bit over the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, a little bit. They got the new coach bump and stuff, and the schedule's maybe been a little bit friendly to them. They've caught some teams at some good times. I still don't buy into the Blues. I still don't think they're very good. This number is honestly, I feel like, justified for the Devils. It's been a while since they've been on the road. This is just going to be their third road game since like mid-November almost at this point. But they play very well on the road. And they play well everywhere. Like they are just a well-oiled machine right now. Road numbers are really strong, despite what's been a really tough road schedule too. You're just not getting any discounts with the Devils these days if you're looking to bet their games. I don't think the Blues have been good enough defensively to justify these 5.5 totals, to be honest. Devils, I do like getting on their unders in certain spots. This definitely isn't one of those spots, though. On the road against a weaker team, I do think they'll be able to create what they want here. It's just a matter of what will they want to create. Will this be sort of a get in, get out type of game, or will this be? Look, the Blues offense is rolling a little bit too, and they got some guys with the hot hand right now. Like Robert Thomas has been fantastic, Buchnevich and stuff. Like they have some guys that are playing well offensively. I do strongly lean towards an over in this game. I didn't bet it yet, though. I probably will end up on it. I want to see if this under keeps taking a little bit of money and maybe we even get a better price here. I don't know if that's going to be the case or not. I think that's just kind of where my hesitation has been and why I haven't jumped in yet.
So, Money, any thoughts for you for this game? Is this just a pass? You got to bet? What's going on here?
I will bet it.
You're betting the over?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I have to get you. If you're going to send this number into oblivion, then probably we're not going to get a better price at any point.
Yeah, a couple. I do agree with what Alex is saying. The concern here is how the Devils want to play this game, right? If they want to, like Alex said, right? If they want to win this game 3-1, they will, right? But we're also looking at a situation here where, in many of these cases where we see the Devils not necessarily score the goals, but generate, right, to the point where the goals do come for them. So like what I mean by that is that when the Devils play weaker teams, they are able to generate more because they are pushing more, right? And when the Devils play a better team, when they need to tighten up, they can do that as well. That's the whole beauty of this Devils team and why I love them so much, because they are able to change their play based on who they're playing. So in this game, it's going to come down to if the Devils feel like it. And because the Blues are a weaker opponent, I think that the Devils will have success getting the goals, and St. Louis will have no choice but to open it up more than they want to. And then we also have to talk about the total. 5.5 total. Again, that's a very special situation. The Devils are not a 5.5 team, not because of their defensive play, but because of what they can do offensively at any given time. And the Blues, although they have been better defensively, I temper it a bit as well. So I think the over 5.5 is the way to go here. I don't think that this should be a 5.5 game.
5.5 minus 115. Good for this one. All right, Moretto, you want to be tagged on this as well?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. I would have ended up on it one way or another, and I just wanted to see where the number got to, but I guess we're not going to get much better. And now I'm in now, and now it's
amazing
too. So
amazing the effect of peer pressure. All it took
yes.
was So Money saying, I'll be betting it, for Moretto to say, fuck it, I'll bet it too.
Well, I was going to bet it. It's just a case of when was I going to bet it and were we going to get a better number. Him saying that basically confirmed to me, like, all right, I don't think we're going to get a better number then, because once he jumps in, we're going to see the screen move. And yeah, I'm in now. So that's good.
All right. Let's get to Washington, Chicago here. The Caps minus 200, the Blackhawks plus 164, 5.5 the total, minus 124, over plus 102, under. Moretto, you want to get disgusting here tonight?
Definitely not. Would take a lot from me these days to step in front of this Washington train. They're playing so well defensively, offensively too. Blackhawks really can't generate much. Soderblom has been better, but like in a full-time starters role now with Mrazek on IR does scare me. He's been good, but how's he going to handle this workload? We have never seen him handle a significant workload in this league. This is going to be his 5th start in 11 days. I'm not sure what to expect there. Would have liked an under if we had something priced a little bit more of like a 6 minus 110-ish range. But at this like heavily juiced 6, even some 5.5s popping, not interested at these prices. I still think that the Caps are generating too much to get in at that number, and Chicago defensively hasn't been good enough for me to take the plunge.
So, Money, are you going to take a plunge?
It's tough. So obviously, I'm not betting against Washington for all the reasons Moretto touched on. This is Washington is an outstanding team. I'm not betting against them. Even as much as I like Chicago in general, it's not a spot that I want to get in front of. The 5.5s are tough. I'll end up passing for now. But if that 5.5 gets cheaper, I don't know in what world do we let a 5.5 go with Soderblom. Like it just doesn't make sense. And like I'm not. Mm-hmm. This is one of those situations where I don't really care if it wins or loses. I'm just not gonna let a 5.5 with Soderblom go. Right. So if we're able to get a flat, did I freeze?
Nope. You're good.
If we're able to get a flat 5.5, I'll definitely be on it. Even up to minus 115, I will come in on it. But at the minus 120s, I'm not there. So keep an eye on it throughout the day. I'm not going to be letting a 5.5 go on Soderblom.
Okay. Keep an
How's
eye.
How's he going to handle that full-time starters role? Jordan has our answer.
Let's go now to Calgary and Boston, where the Bruins are minus 128, Flames plus 106, 5.5 total, minus 10 on either side. So, Monty, back to you. Bruins, Flames. Any thoughts here on this one?
Yeah, this would have been a situation where I want to bet the Bruins. But I think we're fair. Calgary does play better at home, even though overall they are getting back to kind of where we thought they would be. They do play better at home, and Boston. We saw in the Canucks game that they still, when they're dialed in, they can still get the results like the way that they did in Vancouver when everything's going for them. So I do like Boston, but not at the current number. So I'm going to pass right now. I do need it a little bit cheaper. So yeah, we're getting to the point of the season now where things are a little bit quicker than usual. Things are getting a lot more efficient, a lot quicker these days. So I think Boston's where they need to be. I would need them to be a little bit cheaper.
Okay. Moretto, as for this game here, Bruins, Flames, is there anything that you're thinking that you want to get behind right now?
Little role reversal here. Normally it's me hemming and hawing, and then So Money says, well, I will bet it.
Yeah,
well, So Money's hemming and hawing. Well, I will bet the Bruins. I do like the Bruins here. I think that there's minus 130s at some spots. I think everything should be up to that minus 130 range now. I do like this Boston team still. They're generating more and giving up more than we're used to from them, but I think it's working for them. They're just playing better hockey, and I think they're being a little bit undervalued just because of some of the results they've had recently, but some of those results have been misleading. I'm not going to say an 8-1 loss to the Jets is misleading and they deserve to win that game or they deserve better in that game, but that was not an 8-1 game. Swayman was horrific in that one. Hellebuck was really good. Then you look at that. I mean, you look at that Seattle game. Korpisalo wasn't very good. Grubauer was fantastic. That was not a 5-1 game or whatever that was. They are playing better. They are playing much better hockey. We are seeing them put it together a little bit more. I am off this Calgary trade. I've talked enough about how I don't think Calgary's very good. I do want to sell on them. And yes, they do play a little bit better at home, but again, I think they're a little bit overvalued with just having beaten the Panthers on Saturday. They got caved in that game. They did not deserve to win that game. Wolf stood on his head. I would like to think they go back to Vladar here. If they do, I'll feel even better about this number. But it's possible they reward Wolf for his good start in that shutout the other night, and they give him another start. But he hasn't typically started 2 games in a row in a while. So hopefully they go back to Vladar. Even if it is Wolf, I'm still okay with it. But Bruins for me tonight.
All right, Bruins. We can get you a minus 128 there for tonight's game. So we'll lock that in under Moretto. Bruins money line. We'll recap all the bets at the very end of the show here tonight before we get into our anytime goal scorer parlay, which if you have goal scorers you like or you're thinking of, now would be the time to start sending them. Get them in the chat here. We'll try to bring them all up and pick through for our favorite ones here at the end of the show. But Bruins money line goes in here as the next one. A couple games left here on the schedule that we got to get to. Next is going to be the Sens and the Kraken. Ottawa minus 128. Seattle plus 106. 5.5 total in this one, minus 114. Over minus 106. Under. So, Money, I want to hear your thoughts first on this one, given your defense of the Ottawa Senators to start the season and how they've been playing recently.
The Sens are back, baby. They're going to make the playoffs. I'm telling you guys. I bet the Sens. I worry about the Kraken at home because they do play better at home, and in general, Seattle is playing better. But I really like how the Sens are starting to come together. We've had a couple of false alarms with them. There's been a couple of times now where I felt that they were getting together, and that they played a couple of tougher teams. They got injuries, and then we regressed. So in this situation, I don't think Seattle is the team that's going to give them a lot of problems in terms of what you need to do to beat Ottawa. So I do like the Sens. Up to minus 130 is good. I want to ride the Senators team because I've seen this before from a Travis Green team, right? Like when I used to play for him, we used to always get up for these kind of games. No, but seriously, like I like where Ottawa's going. I like how they're coming together defensively. I like Allmark's play has been better lately. So I think that's what Ottawa needs to do to win in this league. They need to, as much as a lot of those younger kids want to play run and gun, I think that this team needs to be tight defensively, and they need to insulate Allmark with good defensive play around him. So that's where Ottawa is going to be successful, and that's where I think that Seattle doesn't have the same kind of discipline to play that defensive game that Ottawa does, and that's where I think we're going to see the difference in this game.
All right, Sens minus 125. We're going to add here to the card, courtesy of So Money for today. Where are you at here on this play, Moretto?
I have to say I've given a lot of grief to So Money Senators, and I said that I'm not on the Sens side. I will preface by saying that. I do think it is the right side, though. It's Sens or nothing. I didn't bet it myself, but I've given a lot of grief to his Senators and him for being on the Senators. They really do look like they have turned a corner. They are starting to put it together. Defensively, this team, I'd always said that I thought they were going to be an under team, and they're an under team, and they have become an under team. They're being priced as such now. Would have really liked a different number on this total tonight, though, because Seattle's just been too loose defensively for me to get it at under 5.5. And goaltending, they do have the goaltending but it's been a little bit too erratic for me to trust it at this price too. So would have liked to be on an under in this game, where I think that Ottawa, again, just they're going to continue to play this way. This is the way they need to play to win games. And that's the way Seattle, like so many touched on it, that is the way Seattle needs to play too to win games in this league. They just haven't been able to do it. And, they're starting to stray even further from it lately, where they're giving up even more. And it's been a little bit ugly. So I would expect to see a bounce back performance from them defensively. And that does lend me to think this is very much an under game. And it probably does finish, 3-1, 3-2, something like that. And I regret not jumping on it, but I have to be a little bit disciplined and wait for a better number if I'm going to get on it. So I am going to stay off of it. I do lean Sens and under here, but nothing for me. The one thing I will say, my one concern with Ottawa still is that Ullmark is playing a lot of hockey again, and he's not used to this workload. So we'll see how that holds up come, because obviously the goaltending, if they get goaltending, this team can go far still. But like if they aren't, and I don't know that they can trust Ullmark to continuously be that guy if he's playing, 6 of every 7 games or something like that. So we'll see how this goes, but nothing for me here tonight.
Charles says this would be the most classic Sens loss ever tonight, and they go back to being a joke.
It would be.
It would be. Just leave it at that. Last game here tonight to dig into, see if we got any best bets for Jets, Sharks, Winnipeg minus 215, Sharks plus 176, 5.5 total, minus 130, over plus 106, under. Moretto, is there anything for you here in this final one of the night?
No, there's not. I will say the Jets, when they have these steps down and they face these bad teams, they have really taken care of business for the most part, where they've given up very little, and they're generating a lot though in these spots, and that's what kind of scares me a little bit off of an under. Honestly, I really do like an under here. I feel like I didn't get far enough down the board here and spend enough time looking, but where this number is right now, I do lean strongly towards an under. I haven't bet it, or I'm not on it right now. It's just Sharks goaltending still right now worries me with how much Winnipeg can create. Now without Blackwood, they're just not getting enough consistent goaltending. And I don't think they're going to be able to get a ton going here against Winnipeg and against Hellebuck, which is probably enough to keep me off. I just want to check one thing here. It could be a Comrie game. I don't think so, though, because they do play tomorrow night, so that'll probably be the Comrie game tomorrow, and they'll have Hellebuck go in the first half of this back-to-back. If we do get surprised by that Comrie start, then maybe I'll look towards an over, but otherwise, I can't get on anything here.
So, Money, are you getting on anything right now?
No, no, not at this moment. I completely agree with Alex's thoughts. I think that I do like the under. I would bet the under, but Georgiev is really tough right now. So I'll pass. This is another one of those games where the Jets dictate how this game is going to go, and I don't fully understand the Jets right now, to be honest. I think that I need more time with them when they step up and down in class. So I'll end up passing this game, but I'm actually going to be watching this game closely. Like it's going to be one of those games again where I end just watching a random Sharks game for some reason at night. So I'll be watching this game.
Okay. Last thing, we finished up the games there before we get to the goal scorers, which you guys send those here now. Taylor Ellis asked, Rangers, no playoffs in the plus 110 and plus 130 range, an opportunity for generational wealth, LOL, or are the other bubble teams so questionable that price is about right? What about Bruins? Yes, playoffs, minus 140. Well, if you were watching the show last week, you would have heard us talk about, I think it was like plus 160, 70, was it, Moretto, that I think we were talking about Rangers miss playoffs? Was that the price we were looking at a week ago?
I think there were 200s
maybe
available at the time. I thought so. Or
yeah.
Maybe it was a little bit before that there was.
But yeah, it is make miss that you guys are looking at.
it is harder to justify the Rangers now at this number when you could have had like significantly better last week. I think the market's really started to adjust. I do think the Bruins make the playoffs. Yes, definitely. I don't like the laying minus 140 on that to happen though. That Sens number right now is minus 115, which is about where it was, I think, at the beginning of the season. Do you remember from yeah?
I have to look it up, but like it was like around that.
It was around there, right? Yeah.
I can pull it up.
I honestly don't hate, like, one of the things I like to do, depending on limits, depending on how many outs you have, and depending on what you can get down, see if it's worth it, whatever, or what your bankroll is. There's a lot of things that kind of go into it. I typically don't hate laying some of these bigger prices on certain teams that I feel comfortable with making the playoffs, like a Tampa minus 600 type thing. There's certain spots where people call them the bridge jumpers, that I like laying some of those bigger numbers on teams to make the playoffs, like Kings minus 500, stuff like that. Avs minus 400 would be my favorite of the ones, just scrolling through here to see what's available right now. But Avs minus 400. I mean, yeah, I would lay that for sure. In terms of the bubble ones, I think we talked about them last week, and I think that nothing's fully changed since then. In terms of like the Rangers one to not make it, I couldn't get on it at this price, even though I did like it last week. And then the Isles, still getting a decent number on the Isles to make the playoffs, which I don't hate either, which is probably the way I'd go. In a way, you're kind of betting the Rangers not to make the playoffs by betting that Isles number. You're just getting a better price on it.
Final thing here before we go to the anytime goal scorers question just came in. The Risk Takers podcast asks, someone, sorry if this has already been asked, but are you seeing the openers being more predictive this year than the past few, or close being less predictive? Close being less predictive.
So this is I would need to spend a lot of time on this because there's a lot more to this question. In general, I think that the closers are less predictive this year, for me at least, and like where my numbers are. I have a lot of theories on that we would need to spend a lot of time on. But yeah, that the closing number is less predictive.
Okay, there you go. Where are we at here on the anytime goal scorers tonight? Is there anything you guys are feeling that's jumping out to you right now? Any goal scorers you're thinking we need to lock in? So money, Moretto.
Yeah, I don't have anything right now, to be honest.
I'm looking through
Fair
now.
enough.
Not really. Yeah, not really.
Okay, well,
I like what Sam likes. I think that's my Line A 220. Don't hate that.
Sure, let's go.
Get that
That
power
one's
play
in.
going.
Of course,
Line A plus 220 in. Here's what we've got from the chat so far. These are the only ones. Braden Point plus 120 anytime goal, or Caldabrini, as Charles calls him, at plus 200. So there's two from Charles.
You know I'm gonna love Caldabrini anyway, so
I'm fine with it.
All right, let's do it.
The kid's awesome.
Celebrini plus 210. And well, let's see. What are your thoughts on Jarvis, Dylan Strome? Those are the other ones. Braden Point, Jarvis, and Dylan Strome.
Why did Jarvis actually interesting? What's his number? Let me look up his
200 on FanDuel, best in market by a decent
that's
amount
good.
too. I like that. Yeah, we got an over there too.
Yeah.
All right,
I like
Jarvis. In.
I like Strome. We'll take Strome too. I like that one.
Okay, so that's
revenge
4.
angle. Washington should be able to get a bunch going offensively there too.
Mm-hmm.
And the revenge game, yeah. Plus
Good,
240.
I like
That's
that.
4 legs.
Line might be the only guy who doesn't score from this one.
Don't say something like that. Come on. All right, here you go. So we'll go with those 4 then. The 4 gets us Line, Celebrini, Jarvis, and Strome. $10 wins 1,000. There you go. That is our yes goal scorer. Moretto, I don't know if you're looking at it, but is
I am.
there?
I
Do we
got
want
it
to
up
do a
here.
no?
We got a nice no menu, I'd say.
Okay, let's do a no.
All right. So Philip Forsberg,
Okay,
195. Do we want let's see, so many. You want to know here for Josh Norris or Tim Stützle? Which one do you think won't score?
1 second. I'm just on the Ottawa page right now. Let me take on my Ottawa tab.
We're gonna need one of them.
A no for either Stutzla or Norris.
Yeah.
I would say
somebody's got good numbers on the yes.
no. Actually, I do. If I had to choose one of them not scoring, I'd go with Stutzla not scoring. Slightly better than Norris.
Okay, Stutzla, no. What else, Moretto?
JJ Peterka.
I want to know what the Sam story is about the 20K.
Yeah, Sam said Macklin broke my heart over the weekend, cost me 20K moment. Sam, send that in the chat while we find our final couple of no goal scores. But if you can, or if you'd like to, send that in the chat.
Yeah, only if you
want.
want.
The StreamYard, invite him on screen here.
Yeah. Otherwise, DM me. Maybe we'd share that privately. But any other ones? Peterka in here, Moretto. That's 3. One more or 2 more? One more, I think is probably good.
Chibrikov, minus 450 though. That's a juicier one. Oh yeah, there we go. There's Colt. Yeah, that's the that's at the top of the screen right there for us, I'd say.
All right. Chibrikov.
I was avoiding throwing a minus 450 like in there, but yeah, I think we're at that point where let's do it.
There you go. That's the final one. Okay, so Chibrikov in. That gets us to our 4 legs on this one. Let me get there. There you go. Chibrikov minus 450. That'll be plus 219 on this 4-legger, which includes Forsberg, no. Stützle, no. Peterka, no. And Chibrikov, no. So there's your 4 no's. What we've got for the 4 yeses.
There's one question from the chat, too, that I want to get to after this. Do your 4 yeses, and then there's one question from the chat that I need to get into.
Okay. Line yes. Celebrini, yes. Jarvis, yes. And Strome, yes. Goal scorers, $10 pays 1,000. That is. Those are our 2 parlays for tonight. Moretto, what is the question from the chat?
Leaf Sens make the playoffs. Sens win in 7. What happens in the Phillips household?
I set record numbers on post-game streams. My head explodes, and I challenge some guy on social media to an in-person fight at center ice of Scotiabank Arena.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
You might delete your Twitter account, honestly.
No, I might just get canceled because my brain's going to explode. I'm not going to be able to control
just the
myself.
wires crossed for 6 months.
I'm going to see red until the start of the next season.
Even
Dude,
then.
I'll lose my mind. Like, that can't happen. No. I'll actually freak out.
Yeah.
I don't even know.
Charles really painted out the nightmare scenario for you there.
No. We have
no.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
We have what?
No, I was gonna say we have one more play that we haven't got to yet.
Oh, we got an NBA one or what? Is it NBA, a college basketball?
Memphis, West Virginia. It's at 60 now, but it's still good. So bet the over, Memphis, West Virginia.
There you go. That's college football here tonight.
The Hit the Books crew has a little investment in that one. They're at they got some Memphis plus, I think 2.5 or plus 3 at open.
3.5. I think 3.5.
3.5.
Plus 3.5 on the open.
I thought it was something.
I think it's 3.5. I got to check it again.
I remember they gave it out as a wrong team favored.
Yeah.
Well, Memphis is -6 now.
When you get that much CLV, I think it's West Virginia by double digits. That's usually how that goes.
Yeah, that would be an all-timer on that one.
Yeah.
Oh, here you go, Sam. Just had a fun four-leg. Oh, there you go. Four-leg anytime goal parlay while at the casino on Saturday, and he was the last leg. I
Oh,
went with
no.
him over. Oh no! I bought some NHL cards earlier in the day. Got 4 Zetterlands too, and no Macklins.
Oh my god. That card story just like makes it so much tougher.
Memphis money line plus 102 is what they have. That was it.
Okay.
All right. That's all we got for today's games. Best bets again here to recap quickly. We've got Sabres, Habs over 6 minus 111. Islanders, Hurricanes over 5.5 minus 120. Devils, Blues over 5.5 minus 115. Bruins money line minus 128. Sens money line minus 125. Wow. There you go. I don't think we missed anything here. I think that is full card for today. If you did enjoy the show and did enjoy this, the bets and predictions, previews, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe here to the channel, turn on notifications, follow us on Twitter as well at EdgeworkHQ. We'll be back tomorrow for more best bets back at 10:30 a.m. Eastern time. Make sure to turn on notifications so you don't miss the start of the live show there tomorrow. Until then, enjoy the games tonight. And good luck on your bets, everybody. We'll be seeing you tomorrow at 10:30 a.m. Eastern time for more picks and previews.